Hello everyone. I thought I'd just show you my chicken ramen recipe. It's just a quick budget version. It's not obviously the most fancy stuff. It's mostly stuff that you've probably got in your cupboards and that. It's quite quick and quite simple. Um, but yeah, if you do obviously are interested, then yeah, carry on watching. Obviously, everybody does it all different, so there's loads of different varieties out there on YouTube. But yeah, I just use two chicken breasts. I usually use Rosetta chicken like from leftover dinner, but we didn't have that, so I just used two chicken breasts out of the freezer. I put some paprika on top, some garlic granules, and then I put some chicken seasoning on that, and then I spray it with some oil so it creates like a little paste. And then I just literally put that on an oven tray and I just cooked that for about 20 minutes. But yeah, this part takes a little bit longer, but then obviously the broth only takes like 10-15 minutes, which you can cook whilst the chicken's cooking. So these are the ingredients that I'll be using for our chicken ramen tonight. So this is just the chicken that I've used, that I showed you, that I'd cooked in the oven just before. I've just shredded that up into tiny pieces. We just pop that in our broth a bit later on. But the ingredients, I pretty much have these in most of my cupboards now, to be honest. So it doesn't cost me a lot to buy it. It probably does initially when you need all the ingredients, but then like the brown sugar and the sriracha and stuff, that lasts quite a while. But yeah, this is my way of doing it. It's not like a proper ramen, it's like a budget version ramen. Just stuff that you can buy in supermarkets. So for mine, I use 3 chicken stock pots. I use 3 of these. I've just made up one ready, and it'll go in this pan over here. So for the ingredients, you'll need some bean sprouts. I've got some spare bean sprouts in case I need to add more. Some spring onion. I've got some minced garlic. I've got some ginger ground version for now. I usually use fresh ginger, but I was on a bit of a budget this week, so I didn't get it, so I'm just going to use this instead. I've just got some spare sesame seeds just to put on top, some coriander leaf, some butter. You can use salted or unbuttered, doesn't really matter. I just got a pack of chili flakes. I just sprinkle a little bit of this, as well as this is sriracha hot chili sauce. I only put a tiny bit on, because we like a little bit of a kick, but not too much, so we just use that. This isn't necessary, but I just use it as a bit of an extra topping, just to give it a little bit more kick, which is a chili oil, which you put on after. Then we've got the light soy sauce. I've not tried this one yet, so we'll give that a go. That's 55p. You need some ground black pepper or white pepper, and some brown sugar. But yeah, that's basically all the ingredients, so I'll just put it all together and I'll show you what it comes out like. So I've just added a small piece of butter into my large saucepan, and you're just going to let that melt away. Once that's melted away, you're then going to add your ginger and your garlic and just let it simmer and cook for a couple of minutes. Once that's melted away, you're just going to add your chicken stock. I'm just adding a litre at a time here, and you're just going to keep adding that until you've got, you know, enough for how many people you're cooking for. I'm just cooking for 2 people here. So I added about 3 pints of chicken stock all together, and then I'm just adding 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Next I'm going to add some of the sriracha hot chili sauce. I only add kind of like just a little bit, just how spicy you like it really. So you just give that a mix into that and just let it simmer for about another minute. Then next up, we just add some soy sauce into this. I add quite a bit just because I like this flavouring of it. And you just give that a mix and you'll go with kind of a darker colour. Next up, you're just going to add a bit of black pepper. I don't add any salt into this at all, just because the soy sauce has got salt in it already, so it would be a bit too much. Yeah, and just give that a stir. And next up, I'm just using some coriander. You can use fresh coriander, but we were just on a bit of a budget, and this is what I've already got in the house, so we were just using what we've got. So we're just giving that a stir. And yeah, that's pretty much your broth. I forgot to show the bit where I added some of the chili flakes as well, just to give it a slightly bit more of a kick. And then next up, I just added into the chicken that I cooked before, and I just added that into the broth, and you just let that literally cook for about 5 or 10 more minutes or so. The whole ramen should take about 30 minutes altogether, and you just let that cook for about 5 minutes. Then at that point, you're going to add in your egg noodles that I got. I just got some of the Blue Dragons ones in the cupboard. They're the medium egg noodles I'm using. I find about 3 of those is enough for 2 people. So yeah, you just literally let that cook through until your noodles are done. In the sauce should only be another 5 minutes or so. They don't take very long at all. So this is what it looks like when it's about ready. So yeah, we're about to dish up. I did actually add another chicken stock cube as well into this, just to give it a bit more flavour. So once it's ready, you start by I just start by pinching the noodles out of the broth, and you just place those into the bowl first. Then next up, I just start by grabbing some of the chicken. I try and put it all in like one corner so it doesn't spread everywhere. But honestly, the chicken's really nice once it's done cooking in the broth. It's so delicious. It's one of my partner's favourite dishes, and he actually said this was the best ramen that I've ever made so far. Then I just get my large ladle and I just start spooning in the broth just to cover the noodles into each bowl. Once that part is done, we're nearly done. Then we just literally add our toppings. I don't cook the bean sprouts beforehand. I just add them in the broth, and they're actually really nice and crunchy. As they go quite soggy if I cook them beforehand. So yeah, I just put those on top, as well as the spring onion. Then I'm basically just sprinkling on the sesame seeds. Again, this is just a totally option part. You don't need to have them. I just had them in the cupboard so they were spare. So I just use that, and then I just spray a little bit of the chili oil on top. And yeah, that's basically our ramen all served up. So this is the finished result, and it was really nice and delicious. Obviously I know it's not like a proper ramen or anything like that, but it's just a cheap version of it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.